Oh, breathe it in a little bit.
Hello, and welcome to Hot Aafedt Forde, also known as Hot AF. I'm your host, Scott Ferriss. I've been practicing workers' compensation law for 7 years on the defense side and briefly on the plaintiff side. Today we're here with Mr. Bryan Wachter.
Thanks for having me, Scott. I'm Bryan Wachter. I've been practicing work comp for roughly 6-ish years at this point. I'm a shareholder at Aafedt Forde, and I'm hungry. I'm ready for some hot sauce.
We're going to be talking about some forms, and as we do that, we're going to eat some hot sauce. Let's get to burning. First up, we have Yellowbird jalapeno condiments. Not super spicy, start you off a little easy, similar to like a ketchup.
That's what I like to hear.
But, you know, I have this burning question about someone who's receiving permanent total disability benefits and kind of the anniversary dates that we need to remember for filing these forms.
It's a delicious question. It's a delicious hot sauce. Well, there are a couple of major anniversary dates that you want to keep in mind. If they're receiving permanent total disability benefits, you got to keep in mind that on the date of injury anniversary, that injury date is going to control a cost of living adjustment to the actual PTD rate itself. So you want to make sure you calendar to check on the anniversary date of the injury. Also, if you're receiving Social Security disability benefits, that adjusts in December, on December 1 every year. So you want to calendar that as well, because that's going to affect the rate. And then, depending on the case, you might want to make sure that you check if they have children or dependents, that when they age out of getting benefits at age 18 or when they finish school, you want to make sure you calendar that as well, because that's going to change the Social Security disability benefits they're receiving and adjust the rate as well.
Excellent. That's helpful information. What if the SSDI rate or the Social Security rate increases and results in a net PTD rate that goes down? Do you have to file anything? And as you're answering that, I want you to try the Frank's Red Hot, the old standard with buffalo sauce, basically.
Okay, let's dig in. I feel you're going easy on me so far. The answer to your question... Oh, breathe it in a little bit. To answer your question, Scott, yes. Even though it's kind of cumbersome to do it, if the PTD rate actually goes down because the Social Security disability benefit went up, you need to file an NOID to terminate the old rate with box 3 checked explaining that, and then file a notice of benefit reinstatement form indicating that benefits are being reinstated, but at the new rate.
So if the rate changes, you got to file the NOID and a reinstatement essentially on the same day?
Pretty much, yeah. It's annoying. It's basically an administrative quirk on this because you're not actually terminating the benefits. It's just going to change the rate to go down.
Next up, we're gonna turn up the heat just a tiny bit. We got truff hot sauce, which is black truffle infused. It's a little warmer than Frank's, but it's similar, a little thicker.
That was good. Not bad.
It's sweeter. When someone reaches retirement age and they're receiving their ongoing wage loss benefits, what do you need to do in that situation?
If they reach retirement age, you got to file an NOID. And I would check box 3 explaining the basis for the termination. What you're doing is you're discontinuing benefits because they reached the retirement age. A rule of thumb is that if you're stopping payment, you got to file an NOID indicating why you're doing that. So even though it's just natural retirement age that they're reaching, if they reach to age 72, which is the presumptive age now, make sure that you know that that date's coming up, and then when it does, you can discontinue benefits and check box 3 on the NOID.
And that's for dates of injury after October 1st of 2018. It was 72, but prior to that, it was 67, so
Correct.
There may be some overlap.
Yeah, the retirement age is going to depend on the date of injury, obviously. So when I said 72, I mean for these most recent dates of injury that we're seeing after 2018.
Next up, we're going to get a little extra hot here. We've got, going for the milk. We've got El Yucateco Extra Hot Sauce. This is a Mexican hot sauce. So if I file a NOID to discontinue TTD benefits because it's been 90 days after the employee reached maximum medical improvement, can you pay TTD benefits again? And how would you go about doing that if you could?
Whoa. Woo! It's heating up over here. Yes. Even if you discontinue for 90 days post MMI, there is a possibility that TTD benefits could recommence. If the employee returns to work and then is subsequently unable to continue working, a new period of TTD would start. They would also start a new period of maximum medical improvement, even though they previously had a MMI opinion. However, if the employee is not actively employed when he becomes medically unable to work, those benefits are not recommenced and there wouldn't be a new period of MMI. You got to keep in mind, however, though, throughout all this, if they recommence TTD, and even if you start a new period of MMI, all of those payments of TTD go towards the 130-week cap on TTD. So it doesn't start a whole new set of cap. You know, like the cap of 130 is controlled by the date of injury, regardless of when these periods happen. So it's 130 total with all of them.
For each date of injury, it doesn't restart the 130 weeks.
Right. The restarting of the MMI is not a restart of the cap of 130 weeks.
Right. This is called Sweet Diablo. It's ghost pepper and scorpion pepper balsamic hot sauce. So it's got some balsamic vinegar in it. Ghost and scorpion peppers are a bit hotter than the habaneros that we've just sampled. So we have ongoing benefits that are being paid, and they suddenly, unfortunately, pass away. Is there something that I have to fill out or that adjuster should fill out if the person passes away while they're receiving wage loss benefits?
Yes, Scott, there is. There's actually a special form, a lot like the regular NOID, but it's called the Notice of Discontinuance of Workers' Compensation Benefits upon the death of the employee. And this has to be filed no matter what, regardless of whether the injury is the reason that they died or if they died of any other cause unrelated to the injury. That upon the death of the employee, you got to file that if they're receiving ongoing benefits.
Okay. And that's a form that I can get from the OAH website, is that correct?
The Dolly website, my friend.
Dolly website, okay.
Yes, so the form is available through the Department of Labor and Industry. So it's kind of a less than common form. You don't see it that often because they have to be receiving benefits when they pass away. And so that form needs to be filed.
Got it. So I've got a special one here for you.
Okay.
This is, I call this Scott's Choo Choo Sauce. This is my homemade hot sauce made from habaneros, but little known fact, I throw in some scorpion peppers as well when I make
Starting
it.
to sweat over here. All right.
I got some questions about a first report of injury for you.
Fire away.
When do I need to file one?
Regarding the first report of injury and the NLPLD, file them 14 days after notice of any lost time. Whenever there's a dispute that's initiated, when permanent partial disability is ascertainable, or 48 hours from the death of the employee or serious injury of the employee.
So, let's say I didn't know about an injury until they file a claim petition and the employer never knows about it. Should I file a first report of injury at that point then?
Right, and that would fall into the category of when a dispute is initiated. You never knew about it, all of a sudden a dispute is initiated, you learn about it because of the dispute. That's when you should file the first report of injury and the notice of primary liability determination.
Well, I've got one more for you to try, and this is the black garlic Carolina Reaper. Carolina Reaper is the second hottest pepper on the planet right now. It was recently surpassed by the Pepper X, bred by the same pepper breeder. This one's gonna sting a little bit, I think.
Okay. Well, cheers. Here's to talking forms.
To forms.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you coming and volunteering to answer some questions.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Ooh.
Now, if someone had a question about a form,
Reach out. We're always available to answer questions by phone or email.
mm-hmm.
Our information is available on our website. I know that you are as knowledgeable as I am now since we talked about it, so either of us is available to answer questions at any time.
I appreciate you stopping by today. Cheers.